Welcome. Again, we are talking to each other. This time we are in the middle of a group relations conference, orglab. It is the 21st one of oezpa. We are running it online, as we can see. So tomorrow we will have the Insight event, and you are the one who will direct it and facilitate it with another colleague the second time, but you are the major contributor to it. What is your idea of the Insight event? Can you say a little bit about it?
Yes. Well, you can use the Insight event where having a large group doesn't give you enough time to work through the issues that would arise in a large group. So an Insight event is a different kind of event. I first learnt about it in Finland about 20 years ago through my colleague Harry Hüpper, who was running a workshop, and he brought me in and he conducted this Insight event, and I thought it was just wonderful. It was extremely thoughtful, and people were able to participate in it immediately in a way in which they cannot do in a large group. One has to say, of course, the task is entirely different, so maybe that's no surprise. But I think it's a wonderful event to do when you're trying to be creative and expand people's minds to take in much more than we normally do in everyday life. So essentially, we see the Insight event as a creative event. The task is to learn through sharing experiences, thoughts, feelings, dreams, which may be informed by the theme of the conference or workshop that one is in, and by the cultural elements represented by the participants. So the aim is to create an associative dialogue between the elements brought to the session so as to enhance learning. So the focus is on the elements and it's on the themes. It isn't on so much the dynamics of the group. And the methodology is based on certain principles. For example, as in normal group dynamics, one principle is that the individual may carry different parts and associations for others, and that can generate thoughts and feelings and dreams about his or her role. It includes the cultural aspect, where collective meanings can inform the individual's understandings of their actions, and it helps to integrate thinking and working, bringing together patterns and structures with processes and relationships. So it's not intended to be psychotherapeutic or psychoanalytic, but it does emphasize experience and the freedom to look deeply into oneself, with the possibility, as Harry said, of touching the soul in a spiritual sense. And so the focus of the work isn't on the group as a whole, but it's on the various connections that the associations that people offer present. And the focus is therefore more on the linking and on the connections than on the various relationships within the group. And this methodology was developed originally by Metanoia in Finland and has become a basic element in all their programs. So I learnt it from Harry, and I've used it all over the world, including in Israel and in China. The Chinese just love it. And it creates a kind of meditative experience and an aura that I have not experienced with any other event within the group relations family. So it is special.
So meditative, why meditative? What's triggering this meditative stance? Or
I don't know exactly. I think it's something to do with the web of meanings that are collectively created, that it generates a whole feeling that encompasses everybody. And you can see how people really calm down I have.
Like I do right now by listening to you.
I mean, there are one or two places I've used it where people didn't calm down because the competitiveness was so high. So I wouldn't say it has that impact in every country, but generally speaking, it has the effect of making people much more thoughtful, thinking about themselves, their roles, paying attention to the aspects of their experience that they don't normally pay attention to. And it legitimizes being in a thoughtful state of mind, as opposed to being in a doing state of mind, which is where most of us are most of the time. So it really has an impact, and then it makes a difference to the whole dynamic that develops through the workshop. People look forward to it. They really look forward to coming to it. And the design of the actual seating is different to a large group. It tends to be a honeycomb design or a snowflake design, so that everybody has space, but everybody's connected to everybody else. And of course, the way the consultant works is different as well. It's not really in a consulting role as much as in a facilitation role, and linking the experience of the theme with oneself. So nobody is outside. Everybody is part of it and creating it, co-creating it together. It's a very special experience.
And it's interesting what you say about the role of consultant. What do you say about the way he or she is interpreting in the session, or not interpreting, but sharing his or her experience as well as a consultant sitting there, right?
Yes. Well, because the focus is on the theme, the consultant needs to link the theme to what's going on inside them. And in this setting, the consultant isn't doing something to the group. They are sharing something of themselves with the group in a different way to the kind of regular group relations way of working. So, for example, I might have had a dream. I might decide to offer my dream to the group if it seems relevant to do so. Or I might offer an aspect of the dream because it is relevant to the theme that is being developed. Whereas I wouldn't normally do that in a standard group relations conference. I might share it with staff, but I'd only use it in terms of trying to understand something of the dynamic that's going on, but I wouldn't actively share it. But in this setting, you can actively share it. In fact, part of the task, the consultant has to link whatever they're going to say to their experience and express it. As in, I was thinking about such and such, and this links with the theme in this way. So helping to enhance linking, which is the purpose of the experience, to link things together.
Yes, and we run it every morning, right? So it's an important part of our group relations conference here.
Yes, so one can use it as an alternative to social dreaming. Because some people prefer to do social dreaming, but actually the insight event offers a broader scope than social dreaming, because your dreams, you are free to offer your dreams in the insight event. You're not just focusing on dreams, so you're focusing on everything about the participant's experience. So it is very, very inclusive. And the fact you didn't happen to have a dream doesn't matter at all. You still have your experience to offer. So it's a very interesting event, particularly useful where you only have time for one or two large group type sessions. It's helpful way to start the day. So if you start the day with an insight event and you end the day with a review and application group, participants are very well contained. It's really helpful.
Thank you very much, Olya. Greetings to London. Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
As always. See
Great.
you soon. See you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
The insight event and the stuff.
Okay.
Good night. Sleep well. Bye-bye.
Bye.